Imagine spending your entire life being told you are special. You have a name, a title, a place in history. And then one day, they take it all away. That is exactly what happened to Pluto. But here is the thing. Pluto did not need their approval. Because what NASA discovered when they finally visited this forgotten world will absolutely blow your mind. Welcome to Beyond the Orbit Files, where we go beyond what textbooks teach you and beyond the limits of our universe. I am your host. Today, we are traveling 3 billion miles to the edge of our solar system. We are going to Pluto. Stay with me, because this story gets wild. The year is 1930. A self-taught astronomer named Clyde Tombaugh was hired to search for a mysterious object scientists called Planet X. They believed something unknown was disturbing the orbits of Neptune and Uranus. Something massive, something hidden. After 10 months of observation, Tombaugh spotted a faint light moving slowly through deep space. He had found something no human had ever seen before. He named it Pluto, after the Roman god of the underworld, and for 76 years, Pluto was proudly called the 9th planet of our solar system. Every textbook, every classroom, every child learning about space knew there are 9 planets, and Pluto was one of them. But then, everything changed. Back in the 1800s, astronomers were calling almost everything a planet. Every new moon they spotted, every large asteroid they found. At one point, there were nearly 20 so-called planets in our solar system. So scientists created strict rules for what qualifies as a true planet. Rule 1, it must orbit the sun directly. Rule 2, it must have enough mass to be round in shape. Rule 3, and this is the rule that destroyed Pluto, it must have enough gravitational force to clear its orbital path. In other words, a true planet must be the master of its neighborhood. Pluto failed Rule 3 completely. Because Pluto sits inside a massive region called the Kuiper Belt, a giant ring of rocks and ice stretching billions of miles beyond Neptune. Think of it as the solar system's junkyard. All the restover material that never became a planet ended up out here. And Pluto is just one of thousands of objects drifting in this junkyard. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union made it official. Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet. The world was shocked. Students were angry. Scientists were divided. Even today, many astronomers argue Pluto deserves its title back. NASA's own chief recently said, "I am very much in the camp of make Pluto a planet again." But here is the beautiful irony. In the same year Pluto lost its title, NASA launched a spacecraft to go visit it. As if to say, we do not care what they call you. You are worth exploring. That spacecraft was called New Horizons, built by engineers at Johns Hopkins University. Small, weighing just 1,000 pounds, about the size of a grand piano.
But launched on the most powerful rocket available at the time, an Atlas V with 5 additional side boosters, generating 2 million pounds of thrust.
New Horizons left Earth so fast that in just 9 hours, it had already flown past our moon. The Apollo missions took 3 full days to reach the moon. New Horizons did it in 9 hours. It used Jupiter's gravity as a slingshot, gaining 9,000 extra miles per hour, cutting 3 years off its travel time. Even with that boost, the journey still took 9 long years. On July 14, 2015, New Horizons arrived at Pluto, flying just 7,800 miles above the surface. The images it sent back changed everything we thought we knew. If you expected a gray, boring ball of ice, you were completely wrong. Pluto is a world of stunning color. Deep blood red, pale blue, brilliant white, burnt orange. Pluto is one of the most colorful objects in our solar system. The very first thing scientists noticed: a massive heart-shaped region, roughly the size of Texas, named Tombak Regio in honor of Pluto's discoverer. The left side of this heart, called Sputnik Planitia, is a vast, smooth, flat plain of ice, and it has almost 0 impact craters. In space, craters are a record of billions of years of history. No craters means one thing: this surface is constantly renewing itself. Sputnik Planitia is geologically active right now, today. And those glaciers moving across the surface? They are not made of water ice. At minus 229 degrees Celsius, water ice is so hard it behaves like solid rock. Instead, Pluto's glaciers are made of nitrogen ice. The same nitrogen that makes up the air you breathe, frozen solid, flowing slowly across Pluto's surface like rivers. As this nitrogen heats up slightly, it skips the liquid age completely and turns directly into gas, a process called subaeration. That gas rises and creates a thin, pale blue atmosphere above Pluto. Layers of haze, floating high above the frozen surface. Pluto has its own sky. Now, let us talk about that deep blood-red stain spreading out from the side of Pluto's heart. Scientists call it Thugumakila, named after the cosmic horror creature from H.P. Lugerfor. And it is just as mysterious as that name suggests. The red color is created by compounds called tholins. When ultraviolet radiation from the sun strikes methane and carbon dioxide in Pluto's atmosphere, those molecules break apart, recombine, turn dark reddish-brown, and fall down to the surface like radioactive snow. A slow, eerie rain of organic chemistry. And here is the wild part. You can see that same red material building up on Charlie, Pluto's largest moon, staining its entire North Pole red. Pluto is spraying its own chemistry into space and painting its moon. But the real question is, how? The answer is Pluto's ice volcanoes, cryovolcanoes. The largest one, called Wright Mons, stands 5 kilometers tall and 150 kilometers wide. It erupts not with lava, but with a slushy mix of water and methane. It has almost no impact craters on it, meaning this volcano is young and still active. Scientists believe it may erupt every few million years. On the cosmic timeline, that is actually quite often. So where does the water in those volcanic eruptions come from? This is Pluto's greatest secret. Scientists now believe that beneath Pluto's frozen surface, there is a thick layer of liquid water. A hidden ocean, buried under miles of nitrogen ice. How is this possible so far from the sun? Pluto's core appears to still be generating internal heat. That heat keeps the water liquid deep underground. This is exactly what we find on Jupiter's moon Europa and Saturn's moon Tutina, two of the most exciting candidates for extraterrestrial life. We are sending spacecraft to investigate those worlds right now. And now, Pluto joins that list. Hidden ocean, internal heat, organic compounds raining from the sky. These are the ingredients scientists look for when searching for life. Could something be alive beneath Pluto's frozen surface? 3 billion miles from the sun? We honestly do not know. But the fact that we are even asking that question about a world they told us to forget says everything. Pluto's largest moon, Charlin, is almost half the size of Pluto itself, making this one of the most unique planetary systems in our solar system. They are so similar in size that they do not orbit each other the way Earth and the Moon do. Instead, both orbit around a shared center of gravity, a point floating in empty space between them, like two dancers spinning around each other in perfect balance. They are also tidally locked to each other. One side of Pluto always faces Charla. One side of Charla always faces Pluto. If you stood on the far side of Pluto, you would never see Charlin. Not once. Not ever.
And Pluto's weird orbit makes it even stranger. Its path around the Sun is so oval-shaped that sometimes Pluto actually comes closer to the Sun than Neptune. For 20 years, between 1979 and 1999, Pluto was technically the 8th planet from the Sunday, not the 9th. One full orbit of Pluto takes 248 years. The last time Pluto completed a full trip around the Sunday, the American Revolution was just beginning.
The photographs that New Horizons sent back were the first, and may be the last, close-up images of Pluto that humans will see in our lifetime. NASA currently has no plans for a follow-up mission. But New Horizons is still flying right now, over 9 billion kilometers from Earth, deeper in the Kuiper Belt than any spacecraft has ever gone. Still sending data, still making discoveries, still revealing the secrets hiding at the edge of our solar system. And in 2026, New Horizons is still shocking us. Scientists detected a completely expected bump in ion temperature, a signal no one predicted, no one can yet explain. Pluto keeps giving us mysteries we are not ready for. And then there is Pluto's bladed terrain, mysterious razor-sharp ridges of methane ice, rising hundreds of meters above the surface, spreading across vast regions of the planet. These blades are a direct response to Pluto's changing climate, proof that Pluto is not frozen in time. It is evolving, right now. New Horizons has also found evidence of something truly shocking, a possible second Kuiper Belt.
An entirely new ring of objects even further out in the darkness of our solar system. We thought we knew where our solar system ended.
Pluto and New Horizons are proving us wrong again. And by 2027, New Horizons will cross the termination shock, the exotic boundary where our sun's influence ends and interstellar space truly begins. No human-made object has ever sent back data from there before. We are about to see what lies truly beyond. Pluto was never frozen rock. It has flowing nitrogen glaciers, ice mountains taller than the Rockies, active volcanoes erupting water into space, a hidden liquid ocean beneath its surface, a moon it paints with its own chemistry, mysterious bladed terrain still changing today, unexplained signals coming from deep space, and possibly the conditions for life. They stripped away its title. They told us to forget it. But Pluto proved them all wrong.
And if a forgotten dwarf planet at the edge of the universe can still shock the entire world in 2026,
imagine what else is out there, waiting, beyond the orbit. If this video opened your mind, hit that subscribe button right now. Ring the bell so you never miss a cosmic discovery. And comment below, do you think Pluto deserves to be called a planet again? Let the debate begin. This is Beyond the Orbit Files. The universe never stops surprising us. See you in the next one.